Hello, beautiful. It's Joe again. And today we are talking about 24 weeks of alternate day fasting. It is my 4 week mark, which does mean it's time for body measurements and the official weigh in. Although I have been weighing more regularly as I'm watching, trying to break that plateau, which has officially happened. I have broken the plateau. This also makes a little bit over 5 months now. So 24 weeks for the way the math works out, that is 5 months of alternate day fasting. So I began this on March 25th was my official first fasting day, with the 24th being my official first watching what I'm eating, tracking it in the app, acknowledging. And that's been a good thing because I know a lot of people don't calorie count when they're fasting on their food days, but it starts to teach you how to recognize what an actual portion is, because let's face it, most of us don't even know what a real portion is anymore. We overeat because we have no comprehension of what a portion is. Now, I have officially broken the plateau. This morning when I weighed in, I was at 169.1. I am under 170 pounds. That puts me at 7 pounds lost since my last weigh-in official, and about 46 pounds lost since I began alternate day fasting 5 months ago. Wow. Wow. I'm really anxious for the COVID situation to settle down so that I can get into the doctors for an overall health check physical. Right now, they haven't been doing that. And if you're not actually sick and there's not an actual issue, they're not interested in seeing you at all right now. So I haven't been able to get a physical. But I am very interested in what those numbers are going to look like. Now, speaking of numbers, let's go ahead and jump right in. Hello. Welcome to week 24, and it's time to do the thing again. So, let's see where we're at, because we are currently at a full 5 months of alternate day fasting, with several weeks, solid month almost, of shifting into paleo eating. Now, I am still making the shift into paleo. It is not perfect. I am finally cutting more cheeses out. I was trying to focus on hard cheeses at least, but I'm checking to see if dairy is part of my problem. I can say that somebody made a comment about the ankle pain I had last week, pairing it with my splurge days where I was a carby, sugary mess, and that maybe it was just new inflammation from going back to some old, sad, standard American diet eating bad habits. So maybe that was why I just had random pain out of nowhere. We'll see. But let's get this party started, ladies and gents, and do some body measurements. So here we are. Let's first off get my full body, and I'll take my pictures too. So let me get my remote. So let's back up a little bit more. Okay, measuring tape. So let's start at bust, and we're just going to work our way down. So let's make sure we've got it even, all the way up, all the way across, and I'd call that 41 3/4. Okay, chest, or AKA underbust. Now this is where the fabric gets a little bulky too, so we're going to pull it tight over that fabric. 34 1/4. That's more gone. Let's see what the waist has to say, because the plateau is officially broken. I weighed in this morning at 169.1, which is, I believe, about 46 pounds lost since I began the alternate day fasting lifestyle. Now, I've had hiccups here and there, but for the most part, it's been very doable for me. Now, I'm trying to be firm without sucking in, so I want the most accurate number I can give myself. What have I got? 35, so I'd say about the same, I think. Let's see what the hips got to say, because the hips don't lie. Now, these are still snug clothes, which is helping to firm, because this is not inaccurate. I'm not girdled all up 9 ways to Sunday, but I do have undergarments on that are firm enough to control the jiggle and yeah, because these are just as long as ever. The skin has not bounced back yet, as we've talked about before, but look how skinny the flap is now. So it got narrower this way, even though it's just as long. Maybe someday my skin will catch up. You know, this all happened pretty quickly, which can absolutely affect how quickly your skin bounces back. So let's see if I've got this low enough. Back. I'd call that 47. Cannot remember what it was last time. We'll compare the numbers in a few minutes. Okay, let's do that upper arm now. Right side. Making sure I don't have any weird pinch. No pinching the skin up. I want the real number. I'd call that 15 1/2 on the right. And it's probably going to be round about the same on this side. I think last time it was pretty close to the same. Call that about 15. See what the calves got to say. $16. And 16 1/4. So 16 on the right, 16.25 on the left. Let's play in calf territory, shall we? Just don't know what's going to happen here. It's upside down. I can't read it that way. $26. And 26. Okay, let's go take a look at our spreadsheet from the last measurements and put it in our phone and compare our numbers, and then we will be back in a minute with more information. I talked a lot about it during the initial part of the video where I took my body measurements And I'm going to compare that now against the last 4 week numbers. Not the original numbers, but the last 4 week weigh in. I haven't really compared for y'all. Maybe at 6 months, I will break it down by the beginning to now. But for this last 4 weeks, I have got a 1/4 inch added at the bust. But that can vary completely just based on how supportive the sports bra is or anything like that. So I don't believe that actually means I've gained anything. It's just how things are sitting. Now, the chest, which is my under bust, is looking pretty good though. I lost 1.75 inches from my last measurements. I was at 34 1/4, which if you look back at the last one, I had gained fractions that I was like, why is it up? And sometimes I think that's just, once again, the clothes. When you're doing an underbust, especially, you've got the band of the sports bra. The tank top I wear actually has a little bit of built-in support too, so you've got the band from that. I probably just had it sitting weird. Waist, 35 inches, no change. Hips, 47 inches, no change. Upper arms, 15.5, which is about a 1/2 inch lost on upper arms. And, I talked about that again, but they're as long as ever, but skinnier. I really want the collagen and things to really help me boost yeah. I need the skin to start tightening up, please. Things would look a lot different if the skin was tighter. I'm just saying. The forearms, no change, 10 inches. The calves, 16 and 16.25, which is between a 1/2 and a 1/4 inch each side. And thighs, 26 inches, no change. So all the real major changes happened in the upper half of my body this time, and not really in the lower half of my body. This week I have done a lot better about sticking more into the paleo eating. One of the real only exceptions to that is I am still drinking those sparkling ice waters that are like watermelon, strawberry, and pineapple coconut, and the black raspberry, and they're a little bit carbonated. They don't have real sugar in them. They have like Splenda basically. I still want sweet. I still want something sweet. And the carbonation helps me feel fuller so that when I reach the calories I want to stop at, but I still want to feel a little more satisfied, the carbonation in the drink helps. And I don't think it's giving me any kind of weirdness or inflammation like real sugar does. One of the things I like when I want a little bit of sweet is like some canned pineapple in the real pineapple juice. It's got no added sugars. It is very sugary, but it's natural sugar. It's not refined sugars or chemicalized sugars in any way. So I'm feeling okay about that. Definitely trying to stay off potatoes. I do have a sweet potato I'm planning to cook. Maybe today, I don't know. You know how they can last, so it sits there sometimes with a plan. But sweet potatoes are kind of a paleo exception to the potato rule. They're still pretty acceptable. I'm still not going to make it a habit to eat a lot of them. I did have some hearts of palm this week. It didn't sit well. I actually got up and was sick that night, but I don't think it was the hearts of palm. I don't know if maybe I just got a little something bad. It set wrong, whatever. But, I did yak up my whole dinner, so that wasn't fun. But I also didn't stay feeling bad. So whatever was sitting wrong came out with the food, and then I was fine, except for a crappy night's sleep. I have been definitely trying to watch the ingredients on my food when I'm buying it, though, which is really hard when you're just trying to find some dried fruits or something. I do have some dried cranberries coming from online that do not have added sugar. I bought some almonds covered in dark chocolate. Now, the packaging did not tell me the percentage of dark chocolate, which Paleo, if you want to go with chocolate, they prefer you to stay away from milk chocolate. Go with dark chocolate. It's much more natural. Um, I bought what I could get locally, which isn't going to be as natural, but I also bought some other plain almonds, and I'm thinking those might to some degree satisfy me even more than the pecans and the cashews and things, because don't get me wrong, I find the pecans and the cashews and the walnuts very satisfying. I enjoy the texture, the taste, the flavor, everything, but sometimes you want to crunch on something. And walnut and almonds are considerably crunchier, so I'm thinking that might help with my urge to chew on things. Um, I've been drinking coconut milk, an organic one. I wasn't sure how I would like that. I've never been the biggest fan of coconut, largely because I associate the smell of coconut with like Hawaiian Tropic and suntan lotion and baby oils. And I've never cared for the texture of real coconut, so my main exposure has been when I was younger and those tanning oils. But I'm actually enjoying coconut a lot more these days. And the coconut milk was pretty good, actually. Has an interesting flavor to it. This was an unsweetened, nothing added. It is pretty natural, what it seems like. I have been planning also to try to get some coconut cream or coconut milk that's the thicker in the can to try to make like a homemade ice cream. I have not gotten around to that yet, but it's in the books. And I've been Googling and Pinteresting looking for like almond cookies and things that are dairy free and flour free and like some kind of sweets that I can make and still stick within the paleo wheelhouse, but still have a snack and a sweet. I saw a couple of recipes that are pretty promising. I do have to get a couple of ingredients, and most of that I have to order online because being the area I'm in, I just don't have a lot of that stuff available. I think that really is about it. I've got some work to go do. I got my walk this morning. I have not been bicycling yet. My bicycle is still at the mechanic's. He hasn't done the tires yet, and it was the holiday weekend, so they weren't even there for several days, so I know it's not done yet. So I have been doing my full 5 mile walk. The plan is to yoga tonight. I did get one yoga day last week, but not two. I've got to get off my duff and do that whether I have a yoga buddy or not. It's going to help core strength and tightening better, which can only improve the entire situation. But as of right now, things are looking up. The plateau is over. I am heading in the right direction again, and I am feeling pretty daggum good. Now, you have a beautiful day, and I will catch you on the flip side.